Welcome on in, everybody. I'm playing on a square monitor, and for reasons I cannot disclose, I will be playing on a square monitor for about a week. So I'm terribly sorry if you guys don't like the square format videos, but it's the best I can do right now. So I hope you guys are looking forward to some Musket Rapier gameplay. I haven't played this in a very long time. This is definitely one of my favorite builds in the game. It's between this and Firestaff Rapier for my absolute favorite builds. Both of them for the same reason. Lots of mobility and tons of burst damage. And oh my god, that lifesteal on the trap. And in my opinion, that's the one thing Musket Rapier has that Firestaff does not. The ability to trade when you have that lifesteal. It's just so strong, and I don't think that player thought that he would lose that exchange against a very squishy light armor player. So you can catch people with it off guard, definitely. Now, a little bit of time goes by, I move my way up towards the enemy outpost here, and you can see it's kind of a messy little skirmish, but I do like this clip a lot because it's a really good clip, not only for damage in a kind of more dangerous situation, but good for the movement and survivability. There you see a huge backstab, a lot of players taking damage, and then they all start chasing me, and the trap game is just so strong, and this poor guy steps in the trap, one flesh to finish him off, and he ends up going down, and then I just keep backing away here. Looks like two enemy players kind of close to me here. One of them wasn't really looking at me, shooting at somebody else, and the Void Gauntlet player is staying right on my tail. Now this Void Gauntlet player, he actually plays really good. You can see by the way he's moving, it's very hard for me to hit him. I'm trying to predict where he's going to move, and he keeps changing directions. So his strafe is good, which means that I'm going to have more success up close, at least if I try to play with the Rapier against him. Void Gauntlet is a tricky one to exchange with for sure, but the Rapier is fast enough that I can dodge those attacks, and I land two super huge hits on this Archer player as he tries to kind of go for some pressure, and I catch him with the trap. And that's a death sentence, man. He does the right thing to hold block there. That was pretty much the only thing he could do with the skills that he had left on cooldown, I think. So, yeah, that trap is so deadly. It's basically a game ender for a lot of builds if they step in it, but not for this guy here. Oh my god. And you can see he's just keeping that pressure with the Void Gauntlet. I'm trying my best to put the damage back into him, but he's got Ice Gauntlet on the back bar too. And yeah, I mean, maybe if we were running a full range build like Musket and Bow, we'd do a little bit better against a Void Gauntlet, Ice Gauntlet combo, but yeah, man, I gotta give it to this guy. He played really well. By no means was he making mistakes or anything like that. He was doing a great job keeping the pressure on me and keeping me from being able to put in that finishing blow. And here I see a little bit of arrows coming from behind the rock. I run up towards it right away, just focusing on the DPS versus the tank in this situation, and I get huge damage on this guy. I managed to catch the riposte as the guy comes in from behind there. That is a huge reason why I like to run riposte on Rapier, because you can be aggressive against someone else and catch somebody trying to hit you from behind if you see them coming. And the dot! Oh my god, I'm pretty sure he survives. The dot doesn't manage to finish him off, but thankfully I don't think he ends up coming back, so it's just me and the Void Gauntlet player again. I try to throw some damage on him. Managed to catch him with the riposte again as he's throwing that Void Blade spam down. And he turns around, hits me with the Scream. I flash through to try to put more damage, but yeah, this fight ends up taking a really, really long time, and the stall from the Ice Gauntlet just makes it so much harder to actually finish the fight. So I skipped through a bunch of it for you guys, and this is the very end of the fight. He throws down the Immobilize. I jump on top of him, manage to land the one shot with my musket. Little bit patient, missed the second shot, unfortunately. I jump on him with the Rapier. He ends up dodging away. I'm just out of range from the Scream. And then I managed to get him to step in the trap one more time. There's the riposte. The first shot, and I throw the second trap, and he's at like 1% health. But I'm telling you guys, he's probably going to heal from that. That build had crazy healing. So anyway, moving on to the next Outpost Rush game that I had here. Jumping in the middle outpost, and I missed the grenade, but oh my god. My heavy attack and his roll, and he ends up bumping himself into it. Huge damage. I mean, that was over 6k damage grenade, no crit. He ends up going down super fast. Those squishy boys with under 10k health. I mean, I don't know how you can play PvP like that. That scares me, and I play 100 con. So, yeah. Anyway, I jump down in the bottom here, and in this clip, I'm actually running grenade versus the two shots. And I gotta say, man, I missed running grenade. It's a weird skill. I think I like grenade on musket because I don't play a lot of long-ranged musket. I'm mostly playing kind of medium to short distance with my musket, and the grenade is just crazy damage. And on top of it, people see it and they avoid it. So you can use it as terrain on the ground to kind of give yourself a little bit of space and time. And if you manage to stick it to somebody, oh man, he tries to flesh away. Yeah, that's not going to save you. The grenade ends up finishing him off. And then I move towards the enemy spawn here and start picking some fights with whoever comes out there. This Fire Staff player just shoots light attacks at me, so not sure what's going on here. He did try to dodge an attack, but maybe just someone newer to PvP. Not really sure. But either way, the next players end up coming in. They hit me with the spin. I managed to escape with the flesh, and then I turn around and I throw that trap down. The first attack he does dodge, but there's the grenade coming in. And this combo, oh my god, the grenade explodes, the flesh goes off, he's at 1% health. There I land the first shot, he's so close to dead. I land the next flesh, or the riposte, and just too much pressure. Holy crap, that combo, I'm gonna play this build more. I'm gonna do my best to land a clean grenade flesh combo and just burst someone with that kind of surprise backstab as they're chasing after you. There I managed to connect the shot at the end to finish that guy off, and then I head towards the terrain here to get a little bit of line of sight, and this guy chases me around. Blunderbuss Fire Staff, something you see a lot of in PvP, and honestly, Blunderbuss Fire Staff's kind of a tricky build to fight if you're using any melee weapons, at least for me, because they have so much burst, and that burst maintains at a distance too. And here I do my best to kite around the trees. Unfortunately, these guys all kind of lock me down, and I get saved by the bell that time. There we go. And one more fight for you guys as I say goodbye. Of course, there is a bit of a build breakdown at the end of the video if you guys want to see what I'm running and all the skills that I'm using. On top of it, you can check out my website, pvpnewworld.com. I have a guide for this build from very early on in Season 4, so it is pretty up to date, but I will be doing a more up-to-date guide for this build in the near future, as soon as I get that gameplay, I guess, and I might make a few build changes too. If you want to catch some live gameplay from me, you can find a link to my Twitch down below, and of course, send in those clips for the New World Top 5 fights. You can send them to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. A big thank you to our sponsor, ExpressVPN, help keeping you safe on the internet, and you guys can get a deal with them thanks to the link down below. And of course, a big thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. Whether you're supporting now, whether you've supported in the past, thank you guys so much for keeping the show going. And here's the build for you guys. I included the grenade musket kind of tree here for you, but if you check out the written build guide, that one has the musket tree where you're using the power shot and the powder burn. And, well, a lot of the gear that I use is pretty similar to my other light armor builds. I gotta say, with this game, trying to get a good light armor set that has Magnify is 100% worth it, especially if you can get a good jewelry set that has Magnify, because the jewelry will likely stay very similar or the same across even different weighted builds. So, yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, I hope to see you again. Have a great night, everybody.